November 6, 2025. Yesterday, people were talking where I did that one video um, about how stupid these people are. I mean, now I've already got Jen recorded and Dave, and then the police even have Daniel, that on the 4th of July of 2018, that John was an hour late. Well, he had took his kids to a park, lost track of time. We had already eaten. I had already put the food away, and I was serving everyone coffee. They came in, sat down on the couch, and I took a picture of everybody sitting on the couch. I made their plates. They took 2 bites out of their food, yelled pillow fights, and ran to the basement. Okay, threw the food back in the refrigerator. Jen and I grab some water and we go outside and sit on the front porch. Now, Dave, John, and Noah are playing ball in front of us. Gabe's riding around on the lawnmower. You can hear the twins and John's girls laughing and giggling in the basement. It's echoing outside. My family enjoying our home that I'd worked so hard on. It was wonderful. They were only there about 45 minutes. We went back inside and we went to dish up dessert, sat down. Okay. Dave comes in. We don't even get it seated. He said, John left. I said, he didn't say goodbye. He's in a hurry. He only stopped over for the kids to see the house. And he has several stops today. Okay. Now, I have all these witnesses. I'm outside with everybody else. One of the things they were supposed to Photoshop, and it's so stupid, that they were supposed to come upstairs, be peeking Toms, looking through cracks in bathroom doors. Supposed to seem you weird with yourself. Well, that's disgusting. That's disgusting. And, okay. It never happened. Okay. It was another way for them to make fun of me for being raped. Okay. And then you got to think, being up there with having that severe personal infection, bruises, throwing up, in fact, almost passing out, I was using yeast infection cream all the time. All the time. Putting it on, trying to get the old off. Extreme pain, would even scream when I peed. Now, they didn't think about, like they said, they didn't think about those kids would be they would be listed sex offenders for looking in a crack in a bathroom door, being peeking Toms as 4 years. I mean, it don't matter what age you are. You're watching somebody that you know is using the toilet. Women use tampons, douches, you're wiping yourself, you're washing yourself, and then at times you have to use yeast infection cream. And to Photoshop them being perverts and then try to turn it around on me is sick and disgusting. Like people said yesterday, what was that turning thinking, trying to make those kids look like being Toms and get them listed sex offenders? It's right on Google, they would get listed sex offenders because they had no right peeping through a bathroom door. Some attorney was trying to pull a fast one. The police even said they figured that that's what she would have been doing if she was in there. Just putting yeast infection cream on, and they're making fun of her for being raped. Some attorney thought they could pull a fast one. Drug confessions, photoshopping. They supposed to have even photoshopped somebody showering, washing themselves in the shower. Admitted that years ago. And then it came out they put my head on somebody else's body showering. July 24th, 25, body ratio, it wasn't even me. And a scam. But they'd get listed sex offenders. It's 4 years. Watching somebody exposed, it lists you as sex offender. Even for juveniles. See, like they said years ago, they are not looking at this right. the people that did this go to jail. You know, somebody had mentioned the word name Brittany. That's not even funny. Years ago, God, I was arguing with Altman Hospital about a stay I didn't stay. About that lady running up all these medical bills in my name. Because you used to not have to show ID. Didn't have to show ID. And I said, ma'am, this isn't my bill. Well, you see Dr. So-and-so. Never heard of him. I told you some other lady's using my insurance. Well, we sat and talked. You said you have 2 little girls. I have 3 boys. I told you it's somebody else. Well, their names, and one of them was Brittany. The reason why I remember it is Dave and Elaine had a daughter they named Brittany, and I liked it. So, yeah. And there was rumors of Dave cheating on me right away with a heavy-set white brown woman, where people said we all know it's Agent John's fat girlfriend and him having everybody harass her. Where they said they were Michelle and Lauren. Somebody mentioned a Brittany today. That's not even funny. Where they told people they were Dave's illegitimate daughters. Well, some lady with 2 little girls was using my insurance, running up all kinds of bills, and they already got it out of Dave. Was a girlfriend from before me, made him marry me so he could get a job at my dad's factory, and she'd have free insurance to use. It was one of his other girlfriends. My whole marriage was a scam. I found out somebody's trying to find out where Danny's cabin is. I told him, don't tell your kids. Could even be someone from that church, and especially not Melissa or her kids. I said, she's looking at federal prison. You know where Officer Mark said that Melissa could go to jail for involving herself in this? We'll just write it up that her and the kids were showing off for David and his girlfriend. So we don't have to arrest her. Kids are little. He was quite generous. Extremely generous. The law states, and it comes down to the law states. If you have your kids pretend something happened to them and nothing ever happened to them, to extort money or scare somebody out of something, it's extortion under child abuse. You're exploiting your children. It's 20 years. That's how much you can't do that. And where these people lie, oh, an attorney had special permission. The law is if attorney sets up button cameras in your home, they are to be disbarred and criminally charged. Felony invasion, privacy, cyber stalking, illegal monitoring. If they have you drugged for fake confessions and told to say stuff, it's pharmaceutical torture. Where those idiots were down at the Tuscarawas County Courthouse lying to them, trying to get Agent John's case thrown out from the cartel. On September 10th, 25, they were in that courthouse. Can you hear them behind the door? I had the right to do all those things to her. No, I didn't. No, matter of fact, the law states you don't have the right to do any of this. No attorney can go around telling people not to rent to you. They can't interfere in your life. They can't tell people not to hire you. They can't tell people you have charges. And you don't. They don't have a right to interfere in your life at all. At all. See, I only have one traffic ticket from 1989, and I paid my ticket. All this is just where they said it's a scam from Bill from the Freemasons. May 26, 25. It is. It's a big scam. Drug confessions, photoshopping and washing, special permission. Fake dirty doctors, not one of hers works for them and they had lied. They're so dumb. HIPAA violation. No doctor of mine could ever be with them. No doctor can pull your medical records without your signed consent and your copy of your ID. It's stealing medical records. They can't even remove them from your home and think they can use it for you. It's against you. So you have a lot of medical fraud. And from what, 30 years ago? 25 years ago? And I got the documents to, I really don't have brain tumors. I didn't have MS. I don't have epilepsy. But they caused seizures and all kinds of stuff. So they couldn't even remove the medical fraud from my home. I want you to think of that. It's HIPAA violations. It's a 10-year sentence. You do realize Officer Mark and Officer John, where Carl's son Rick got in our apartment and he stole notes between me and Carl. My tax returns were in that bin. He's got my social. He may have stole some of the medical fraud, which is funny. Admit you have it, it's a 10-year sentence. It's a federal crime to remove him from somebody's home. And it's already fraud. And documented fraud. My Community Health, 2002. Dr. Eli, 2002 and 2003. Documented and verified fraud, medical malpractice, and medication errors. But you admit you have stolen records, you go to jail. You can't even have them in your presence. You can't have them. See, that's where that Rick left a message how he stole those notes. They were gone. Yelled about my dad didn't need that big TV. Well, you dirty son of a bitch. I bought that TV for my husband, and it's not his thieving son's decision what I buy for his father, which is my husband. He just wants that land. He's playing around with Michelle. And where Michelle told that biker that where he confronted her, that she's the one that told him that they could bash in his head, kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, have an attorney find him incompetent, and have everything signed over to him because she wants that land. Then October 14th, 25, in Walmart 62, lady saying that Will wants that land. I don't care. I don't care. And then they had said something about the oil company and the lady I was dealing with. Well, they backed out. I figured she was a scam. They're just stealing from people. And they're exploiting them. And they're tricking them out of stuff. A child can never try to have their parent found incompetent to take over their land, money, or assets as extortion. And they go to jail. 20 years. No attorney can try to have you listed incompetent. It's not their place. It's 20 years. 10 to 20. These people can't do any of this. They've been fooling all of you, including Agent John. He does not have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. Then he went around telling on me for calling the FBI hotline. Before he talked to me, admitted on a recorded line he had all the church people in his office. Okay? Made fun of me for some guy named Pete. Still don't know who he is. Found out my ex-husband hired him on his own. He didn't arrest him. To run a drug scam on me. And something about some doctor, still don't know who it is. Like Michelle told a federal agent March 27th, 25, that she was dating Anna Rouge. That doctor from before was never one of hers. He works for them, and they had lied he was one of my doctors. She actually don't know who he is. And when they bashed in my head, they tried to leave me incompetent, and it didn't work or kill me. She screamed it out April 17th, 25, in Sheetz parking lot for the police and the vets. She's still mad. When I told that guy, he broke up with me, and I really liked him. She was still pissed. where May 26, 25, the cartel shows up at Walmart 62. The cartel's tired of Bill from the Freemasons. Who does he think he is? With his scam of the dirty doctor from before not being one of hers, works for them, and they had lied he was one of her doctors. There's so many crimes in that sentence, it's stupid. No doctor can tape you unaware. It's a HIPAA violation, 10 years. No doctor can be in it with Dave. They can't talk about you. 10 years. If they know someone's being harmed and they report it to the police, if they could actually prove someone got harmed and they didn't report it, they go to jail as an accessory. That's how much, like I said, these people did not understand putting the word doctor on it. Made it so illegal the doctor would go to jail regardless. Just like a tourniquet does not get special permission to set up button cameras in your home, even the FBI would go to jail for being in your home outside a protected custody case with statements with a court order. It's a felony invasion of privacy, cyber stalking, and illegal monitoring. You go to jail 10 to 20 years. There's no such thing as special permission. Then there are fake sodium pentothal reports. You drug somebody for a confession? It is pharmaceutical torture in 20 years, let alone they were having me beat and raped. And that agent telling Apostolic Church of Bremerton he knew I was being drugged, beat, and raped before the case started and he didn't care. And then on a recorded line, how he had all the church people in his office made fun of me for that guy Pete. I still don't know who he is. I found out Dave hired him on his own. And something about some doctor from before, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know who he is. Like Michelle said, she actually don't. He works for them and they lied. Of course he did. Or he wouldn't be there with him because he'd be looking at federal prison. I bet it's not even a doctor. I bet the guy's not even an attorney. I bet they're just people saying it. The whole thing's a fucking scam. Where that agent in the last 2 weeks showed up outside my clients and said, I found out the idiot that did this to her, where I told him I wouldn't arrest him. And I would tell people I didn't care what they did to her. That's illegal. If he turned over all his drug connections. I found out he's trying to get my case thrown out against the drug cartel. Oh, people showed up. We found out that guy's trying to get Will killed from the cartel for turning over those drug dealers. They were in it together the whole time, so him and his girlfriend could steal. You know, they said years ago that agent knew better and touched my case. He knew the guy that did it to me before he did it. They already knew each other. They had already mentioned before, a long time ago, that they set up the scam together. They were in it together. For him and his fat, everybody's talking about that agent and his fat girlfriend. Where Michelle and Lauren showed up and said they were Dave's illegitimate daughters. And everybody was stealing for them, and that he was dating one of them. Well, somebody mentioned a Brittany today. And that's not funny. Because that was a name. One of that lady's girls that was using my insurance. That's really not funny. You know, these people are saying, oh, his kids just didn't want her to get that farm and everything. You know, everybody knows I signed off on it. That's where it makes me mad. And you know what? And them stealing from Carl. Carl has admitted that Brenda, his second wife, had her kids beat on him as grown adults. Beat on him while she watched. Have her grown daughter, Deb, come up and French kiss him and warn him to stay quiet while he sat there froze. Because it was humiliation. Because being as old as he is, being a Christian believes that would have been adultery. Have her daughter go up and sexually assault him. They have physically, mentally, psychologically, and sexually abused my husband to the point that they think they can bash in his head, kidnap him, take him out to Youngstown, take his farm, take everything he's got, dissolve our marriage. They think they own him like he's a bought and sold slave. I'm trying to get him freedom and live the last few years of his life without being scared for his life. No attorney would put their name on that. They'll end up in federal prison. No attorney can go around telling people not to rent to you either, or not to hire you. They can't hire people to harass you either. They go to jail for stalking and harassing, and they're disbarred forever. You know, you don't want to play with this. Where people are running around, more likely it's just the drug cartel. And like they said yesterday, we all know Agent John and his fat girlfriend. And by the way, Agent John, they call your girlfriend fat. Everybody does. When they said that people find out who they're actually stealing for, and it's that fat girl, nobody thinks it's funny. And with where the people were even talking yesterday, they seen how much, what all the information she's had in 21 on Michael Peterson smuggling oil into the U.S. from Trakasami. There's no doubt she's the one where they sent in that tip. And they called down there and got Trakasami arrested for stealing oil. It's a $10 million reward. That agent has stole $10,500,000 from the government. And every month, when I would get my $5,000 a month, he puts it in his pocket for him and his girlfriend. Don't harass me for him being a thief. They said years ago he's got caught stealing. Oh, he's got caught stealing big time. He's not the only agent that's ever stole from a case. This one's done it in public, in front of people. See, that's where Sheriff David said he's so arrogant with you. He's doing it in front of the police and daring the police to arrest him. He's not even afraid of them. He's just another police officer. He don't have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. And then he's already told and admitted everybody knew. It was stupid. These people have been playing on people's stupidity. Learn your rights. Only a judge can put a gag order on you. Only police and agencies can be in a home under a threat of life with statements with a court order. Not even the FBI can be in your home. Outside that. No one can drug you for a fake confession. No one can just take your money either. No money, no assets can be seized, but due process of the law, you have to be found guilty and sued for it. That's the 14th Amendment, and no one can withhold protection, 14th Amendment. 7th Amendment, only a jury trial per documented injury, set amount by an impartial jury trial. No judge can sign it over. It keeps everybody honest. See what I mean? These people have been playing people as fools, and you all know better. But with them someone's trying to get information out of Daniel where Danny's farm is. I think they're looking for Carl. Officer John, Officer Mark, I need your help. And I need your help hiding him. This isn't funny. And you need to arrest Agent John. You got him for extortion out of the government funds. By the millions. He's probably the one that sold the government technology to the cartel. And him and his fat girlfriend have been stealing all kinds of money from the government, like they've been saying it all through the case. I'm gonna upload this.